Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Daily Blues here on 100% Chelsea. All the latest transfer rumours to do with Chelsea Football Club. And today we are here talking about the deal that is more than likely going to happen. As far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty much gearing myself up for it to actually happen. Give it maybe 2 or 3 more days. I reckon it might just get sealed. Now, first and foremost, I have to say, sorry, today is a 9 p.m. start time. Tomorrow we'll be back to 8 p.m. You can thank the London traffic for that. But, tomorrow we'll be back to 8. Let's get, obviously, to the first thing. It is John Stones. We have to mention John Stones. John Stones seems like it's going to happen. I'm convinced. I'm convinced it will happen at some point. As I said, maybe within the next 2 days, maybe the next 3 days, but eventually it will happen. I think Everton are playing a bit of hardball. They want to sell him for over 30 million. The rumour coming out today is 34 million. Now, that might be a bit overpriced, I have to admit. 34 is a big ask, And players like Costa are being signed for, 32. This kid is coming along for 34. It's a bit overpriced, yes. But he's a prospect, and he's a prospect for the future. And to replace John Terry, this is the question I'm asking you today. To replace John Terry, it works. It just works. I think he's the perfect fit, the perfect guy to replace John Terry. He's 21 years old. He's English, and that is why the figure is so high, because he's English. I've said it before. If he was a different nationality, if he was German or Dutch, he would be going for about 15 million. He wouldn't be hitting 30. No way. Everton trying to profit as much as they can, and I don't blame them. But the news coming out today is apparently, as I said yesterday, we would eventually table £26 million bid. Apparently, that's what we've done. Table 26. Now, I've got a feeling Everton are going to say no. We want 30. So it might come to a compromise. Maybe 29, maybe 29.5, somewhere there. Save a few quid. Why not? Eventually, I think it will hit 30. We will bid 30, and we will get John Stones. Now, in terms of John Terry, remember, John Terry still has maybe about 2 years left in him, I reckon. And then that's it. Game over. Time to say goodbye. He can become an assistant or something, because he is definitely not being sold to another team. That's for sure. He is definitely going to remain at Chelsea until he retires. I'm convinced. So I think for the next 2 years or so, I think it's perfect for John Stones to make his way through. Start learning and developing. The same way John Terry learned from Marcel Desailly. Exactly the same way. Desailly, Frank Leboeuf. He learned from the best. He did learn from the best. And John Stones will be learning from the best as well in John Terry. And once John Terry's gone, hopefully the time would be ready. John Stones will be ready in every single department for him to step up to the plate and become the next great central defender of Chelsea Football Club. And in 2 years' time, remember, John Stones will still be 23 years old. You're asking a 23-year-old to be completely ready? I'm telling you, he's going to have a great future at Chelsea, if that is the case. You can definitely say 10, 15 years, we're sorted at centre-back. Sorted. And he'll turn into another England great, just like John Terry was. But they sabotaged John Terry's England career, and I'm not going to get into that now, but hopefully the same doesn't happen for John Stones. So there we are, John Stones. That is the latest. 30 million, 34 perhaps will possibly be the deal. Leave me your thoughts. Would you think 34 is a bit overpriced? Do you think 30 is overpriced? Or do you think even though it's overpriced, we have to go for it just for the sake of our future and for the sake of looking long term? Are we going to go for it? Do you agree or not? Leave me your thoughts. Another player I have to mention is about the deal that I mentioned yesterday, Filipe Luis. Now, Filipe Luis, it does, pretty much official that he is leaving the club. He is leaving. Mourinho confirmed that today, that Filipe Luis is leaving and going back home, going back to Atletico Madrid. Now, it's good to see him go away with 2 medals, a Capital One Cup medal and a Premier League medal. Good to see him go back home with that. I'm sure he's pleased with it. But now we have to look for a replacement. And Mourinho has confirmed that we are dipping back into the transfer market to replace Filipe Luis. Who are we going to get? As I mentioned yesterday and today, it still seems pretty much the same. We are going after Baba Rahman. And now Baba Rahman is the only link at the moment. Sources, a few, not a lot, so I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to get into it a lot, but a couple have said that we are going to get a 14 million bid ready for Babarama. Now, that is less for what Filipe is going for. Filipe is going for around 16 million or 15 million, so we do save a million. But to go for Baba Rahman, I'm not so sure. I've just got a feeling, I've got this tingly feeling that it might not actually be the one coming to Chelsea. We might be going for someone else. Who is that someone else? We don't know. We don't know. But Mourinho has today come out and said that we are going to go back into the transfer market to get a new left back. Have to. So I predict possibly 2 or 3 more signings. I predict Stones. I predict a new left back and possibly a midfielder. Possibly a midfielder. Depends on the Witsel deal. If the Witsel deal is going to go through. If not, then I think we're not getting anyone else this year. Matic earlier on came out as well and said that we don't need to sign loads of players. Our squad is great. Well, our team is great. We just need to add to our squad. But our team is great. It's ready and it's pumping. You know, this is the team from last year. We don't need to add to that team. We just need depth. And that is the question at the moment. Who are we going to get in terms of depth? At the moment, as I said, John Stones, a new left back, possibly a new midfielder, and I'm sure that is it. That is the only signings we will see at Chelsea Football Club. Pedro is subject to someone else leaving. Does depend if Victor Moses will leave. If not, we won't get Pedro. So that is our activity at the moment. That is our activity. Let's get to your comments. Let's get to your comments for now. For the remaining bit of this video. Mr. Banner has left an amazing comment. Mr. Banner says the upload schedule recently though is better than Calix. Now, for those of you who don't know who Calix is, he's another YouTuber, funny YouTuber. Calix, I would suggest you watch his content. Really, really funny. Chelsea Forever 10 says, damn traffic. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Well, I honestly don't know how to pronounce your name. Ibsy 10 or Ibsy 10, I don't know. Apparently, if we get Stones, Zuma is going to go to Everton on loan. I just hope this is not true. I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true. It can happen. Don't get me wrong. It can happen. And I can see why it would happen, but I do not want it happening. And I hope Mourinho doesn't make it happen because just in case, I hope all of you know Zuma can play defensive mid very well. And if we end up needing a defensive mid as an emergency, Zuma can do it very well. So I hope he doesn't go on loan because I'm sure it's going to get to a point where we might just need an emergency defensive mid. And Zuma fits the bill. Chelsea Forever 10 says perfect to JT replacement. He even has the same first name. Yeah, John. You know, the players won't have to start, you know, calling someone else. They can just keep calling John. Joel Collins says, just read that Everton would want a player on loan as part of the deal, but they can take, who can they take? Who can they take? Bloody hell. They can take Jamal Blackman. There we are. They got themselves a goalkeeper. Nah, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Victor Moses, that's as far as I'm going. They can take Victor Moses on loan. That's it. And then we can get Pedro. Abdul Kabir Onafeku says, says, are we still connected with Isco and Pedro? Isco, no. Pedro is subject to someone leaving. I've said this. Someone has to go. A winger has to leave for us to get Pedro. That's it. If we don't get a winger leaving, Pedro's not coming. So it depends on that. Dougie says 10. Are we live? Of course, we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. And at the moment, it's 9 minutes past 9 in London, anyway. Amir Saror says, shout out to the Chelsea fan club Sultanate of Oman. Wow. There's a Chelsea fan club in Oman, guys. Oman is the Middle Eastern country. I'm giving a shout out on behalf of 100% Chelsea to the Chelsea fan club Sultanate. I love how they put Sultanate in their name. Sultanate of Oman. Shout out. Dougie 10 says the price ain't right for Stones. It might not be, but is it worth it? You know, it's a bit too much money, yes, but is it worth it at the end of the day? That's what I want to know. Jose knows best. Great name. Great name. 34 million is a normal price in the market these days. Next year, with the new TV money, it will be 55 million. I have to agree. I have to agree. I hope all of you remember a time when Zidane, the world's most wanted and best player, like Messi today, was gone for 45 million. 45 was ludicrous. I remember back then. I remember watching football and hearing the news back then. Zidane's gone for 45 million. I couldn't believe it. I was like, 45 million. This is an amazing figure. That's so much money. And now 45 million is like, fair, it's cheap. What has football come to? What has football come to? Honestly, what has football come to? Yes, I agree. Chelsea Forever 10 says, yes, overpriced, but worth it. Worth it for the long term. Amir says, Luis out, Baba in. Why not? I would, to be fair. Ibsy10 says, English players are so overpriced. Sterling 50 million, Shaw 30 million, Stones 30 million, Downing 20 million, Andy Carroll 35 million. Bloody hell. I agree. And you know why? It's because the England team are in need. That's why. It's as simple as that. The moment we see a talent who's English, we're like, oh my God, that's it. He's getting in the England team. He's going to be the next best thing. He's going to be it. He's going to be, like Rooney. And we overhype them. And then the price goes up because the media eat it up. And that's why. If we just said, all right, he's good, but let's wait and see what happens. I guarantee he'll stay at 10 million. It's the media. The media have made this happen. And as 100% Chelsea, we are media. You have to say we are media, but we're not mainstream. And as alternative media, I hope the mainstream media kill the hype on English players. It has to be done because the English national team suffer from it. The English players suffer from it. And as a result, just English football suffers from it. We don't need it. We don't need it. Chelsea Forever 10 says, should have kept Ryan Bertrand. Dougie 10 says, Bertrand for left back. LOL. I agree. Bertrand is a Champions League winner. He played the Champions League final and he did a good job. And I thought he was going to be Ashley Cole's replacement. I think now we regret that deal. We shouldn't have let him go. But hey, he live and learn. And we learn from that mistake. I'm not saying our club and our board never make mistakes, but we do make a few. That was one of them, and we have to learn from it. Have to. John Terry, John says, what do you think about Rose? Spurs. Danny Rose is a good player, very good player. And I loved when he first came on the scene. But again, he's a player now because he's proven himself overhyped. Now, if we go to Tottenham and say, listen, we want Rose, they're going to be like, okay, 45 million and he's yours. No, we're not doing it. We're just not doing it. He says, Ibsy10 says, he says, just call me Ibs. I will just call you Ibs. From now on, Ibs. Matthew Douglas says, 34 million is a good price if he's right player for us. I just can't wait for the Community Shield so we can crush Arsenal. I can't wait either because I know we're going to beat them. They never beat a Mourinho Chelsea. It's just not possible. I just know we're going to do it. And I can't wait either. I can't wait. Let me know if you're going to be there. I will be there after the game. We'll come to me and we'll do some interviews and we'll celebrate together and it'll be amazing in front of Arsenal Fan TV. Wink, wink, Robbie. Jose Knows Best says Moses will apparently go to Everton as part of the Stones deal. If that's the case, we could say hello to Pedro. Vincent says we have not improved the team from last season. We might not have. Totally, we got Falcao. But is there anything that needs to be tweaked? It's a championship winning team. By championship, I mean the championship, not the second division. They are a Premier League winning team and they've proved it. All we need is some depth, I think. Some depth to support it and keep the legs running. Because the reason why we started playing a bit more defensive at the second half of the season was because our legs ran out. Players were getting tired. Players like Oscar. But if we have depth, we don't need to worry about that. They'll still have the legs and they'll last all the way through up until the end of the season. And that's where we can start playing and, playing more attacking, start playing for more trophies if we have depth. So that's where we need to focus on. In terms of the team itself, it's perfect. Matic just said itself, it's perfect. It's perfect. Um, the Flame Angel 1 says, please shout me out. I had just have shout out. Dougie 10 says, is Stones worth it? Man, I can't say, can he really carry the Chelsea defense? Does he have the talent? He has the talent. But what I'm saying is, if we get him now, he'll have the years to learn under the best manager in the world, best England captain there ever was. Well, not ever was. There is at the moment, or in the recent memory. And it'll be perfect for him to learn. Perfect environment for him to become the best England defender. So I think, yes, once John Terry goes, hopefully he'll be ready. Chelsea caliber, Chelsea standard, England standard, he'll be ready. And then he'll prove himself. So, yes, I think we should get him now. Abdul Kabir says, what's going to happen with Ruben Loftus-Cheek with all the midfielders we have? He will be in the first team in terms of the squad. He won't be in the starting 11, but he will be in the first team, and we will throw him on. He'll get some experience. He'll be training under the first team all the time. So that's good. That's good development. Remember, one thing we don't want to do is start rushing all these young players into the squad, because that's what I'm saying. That's the problem with English football. We rush our talent. They get overhyped, they get overpriced, and then they die. The last player who proved himself, who wasn't overhyped from the beginning and managed to see it through properly, was Wayne Rooney. That was the last one, and he's still world class. Apart from that, we haven't had any, honestly. We haven't had any. Joe Collins says Bertrand Traore is key next season. I think so. I think he's got to prove himself, and I think he's a young talent who will. Andres Navas says prediction on the starting 11 and formation for game week 1. To be honest, I don't see much changing. Depends if we get Stones in. Who knows? It might be a John Terry Stones starting. Fingers crossed. But why not? I think it's going to be pretty much the same as we left it. Pretty much the same. But there will be videos done on that. Don't get me wrong. There will be videos closer to the start of the season in terms of starting 11 and preparing for the new season. Jack says, how far do you think we can go in the Champions League next year? To be honest, we can win it. We can win it. If we have the depth, we can win it. Why not? The other teams don't scare me. They really don't scare me. Bayern Munich are on the down. They're still contenders, but they're on the downhill. Barcelona are probably the only threat. Real Madrid, I know we can sort out. Barcelona are the only threat at the moment. And you know our history with Barca. They hate us. The moment they see us in front of them, they start panicking. We're the only team that can make them panic. So, yeah, why not? Well, of course we can win the Champions League. But we need depth. If we don't have depth, we can forget it. Honestly. Mr. Banner says, the chosen one is tapped. Willian is class. And the Mourinho play, you just go by FIFA. Don't even know what that means, but there's clearly some banter going on in the chat. Joe Collins says, Man United spent 30 million on Rio Ferdinand. Exactly. And they kept him for the long term. And we're going to do the same with John Stones, except John Stones is going to end up a lot better than Rio Ferdinand, because Ferdinand was okay. He wasn't world class, but he was all right. He was a good defender. A bit clumsy at times, though. John Stones won't be clumsy. Fingers crossed. Chelsea Forever 10 says, Nathan Ake is Ruud Gullit, number 2. I agree. Matthew Douglas says, what are we doing with Kennedy? Loan or first team? I see he's in Montreal with the team. He is. I think he might be part of the first team squad. I think so, because he's got the talent. He's ready. We don't need to send him out on loan. Unless if they come to a decision, they might. Why not? Ib says, eBay, or not eBay, Ibe is better than Sterling. Or I don't know how to pronounce that name. Is it Ibe or Ibe? I don't know. Is better, but the Liverpool player is better than Sterling. To be honest, he can be. Why not? Sterling will go down eventually. Maybe not next season, but eventually he'll start to just look average. Trust me. Chelsea Forever 10 says my nan is better than Sterling. Good banter. The chosen one says Williams' finishing is, shite. Yeah, that is one aspect he needs to improve. Fingers crossed he does improve. I think he will. And the last comment, Yogi Bear says, I think Bamford being loaned out to a next Premier League team is to see if he's ready for the league, so Chelsea will know to give him a chance next year. You've read it perfectly. You've read the situation perfectly. That is exactly what it is. He's proven himself in the Championship. Send him to Palace. Palace, who will be a mid-table team, possibly higher, because they're making good signings. They got Johan Kabay. Hopefully they do well. Honestly, I like Palace. Bamford, proven if he can do out of Palace, if he can, and he can prove himself, then yeah. We know he's ready for the Premier League. We know he'll prove himself for Chelsea. And bring him on. Bring him on to the first team at Chelsea. But there we are, guys. That's your comments for today. That's your Daily Blues for today. Thank you all so much for watching at this hour. Tomorrow we'll be back to 8 p.m. just to let you know. To let you know in advance as well. Thursday, I won't be doing Daily Blues from here. I will be doing Daily Blues from the studio. And that will be at a different time as well. That will be earlier. So Thursday, get your diaries ready. Get your diaries ready. It will probably be around 5 or 6 p.m. 5 p.m., 6 p.m. I'd say 5 p.m. for now. So get ready for Daily Blues on Thursday, 5 p.m. But tomorrow will be 8. Be sure to tune in then. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave me your comments after this goes off the air. And leave us your thoughts. One comment from Tony that I want to read out. One comment from Tony. And we all know who Tony is Kennedy has to go to votes or to Vitesse because of permit problems. I don't know if he's got permit problems because he is in London, Tony. I don't know what that's about, mate. I don't know. But he is with the team. I know that. And he's also saying, big up Didier Drogba. 11 years ago, he joined us. That's a tribute from Tony. Didier Drogba, the legend, joined us 11 years ago, and he's left as a legend. Thank you for watching, guys. Leave us your comments. Look in the social media links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We are active on there. I just want to remind you, the stadium video you are all asking for is uploaded. It's up. It's the video before this. So check it out. Be sure to check that out. I explain, along with Tony and Louis, all the stadium developments concerning Stamford Bridge, where we're moving to, what was going to happen. You'll find all the information in the video. So watch it after you come off the air here. And thank you all for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. And I'll see you all really soon. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow and take care.